So there's this chick who sent me a question, and she was basically asking me how many guys is too much to, too many guys to have sex with. She's like, is there a number she should quit, like, not go over? Is 5 too many? Is 10 too many? Before she was saying basically like before she decides to like really have a boyfriend or settle down or get married and all this other stuff. And, for you ladies out there, what I want to tell you is this, at the end of the day, you got to first you got to be comfortable with whatever the hell you're doing. And you have to understand yourself while you're doing what you're doing. Does that make sense to you? Meaning, you have to understand how you feel while you're doing what you're doing. So sometimes you might have sex with a guy and you feel, you ladies, you feel weird about it later. You feel guilty. You feel like, oh, I shouldn't have done that. I feel like a slut. I feel like a whore. Or you might feel a certain feeling like, oh, I'm getting emotional about this situation. So you got to understand how you feel in those situations. You got to understand how it feels to do what you're doing. Now, if you can handle having sex with a whole bunch of guys or whatever, knock yourself out and do as many guys as you want. But the thing is that you ladies need to be able to know how to manage your emotions while you're dealing with dudes. You understand what I'm saying? See, a lot of times you ladies don't know how to manage your emotions. You say you want to be free and free sexually, and then you do that, and then you're with guys who are like, hey, I just want to bang, and then when you catch feelings, you get upset that they don't have the same feelings as you. Or you say, hey, I want to bang and I want to, do this shit, but then you like get mad that guys are calling you whores and sluts. You understand? Now, I'm not saying it's good for guys to call you whores and sluts. My thing is that is going to happen, so you have to be strong enough to deal with that. You understand what I'm saying? You have to be strong enough to deal with that. If you're not strong enough to deal with that, you shouldn't be, out here doing that. You got to get right with yourself and feel comfortable with yourself doing what you're doing, and then things will, it will happen. You feel what I'm saying? But when you're asking a question, in the question you were saying how many guys is too much. There's no too much. There's no answer for that. It's all about how many guys you want to really do and how many guys you can handle without you feeling like you're, unhappy with yourself. You understand what I'm saying? So if you're happy doing what you're doing, then you do what you do, and you just do it proudly and make that happen. Protect yourself, but also understand the what comes along with that and be comfortable with that. It's like whatever you're doing in life, you have to be comfortable with what you're doing. I'm not the type of person who's going to say, well, something's wrong with you because you want to have sex with dudes. You understand what I'm saying? That's not the case. That's not the case. You understand what I'm saying? So, you can do what you want. You just have to be comfortable with it. And if you're not comfortable with it, it's gonna make you feel certain things that you don't want to feel, and then you're just gonna be like miserable. So the answer to your question is how many guys is too much. There is no too much. You understand? You just got to be cool with what the hell you're doing. See, I'm not one of these type of dudes that's gonna sit here and say, oh, you're fucked up for having sex with a whole bunch of guys, and I'm very sex positive, man. I'm like, have sex, have fun, just protect yourself. Don't go around having a whole bunch of babies and don't go around catching shit. You understand? Protect yourself. Do all this other, good shit. Because, a lot of times, the reason why a lot of y'all getting pregnant and all this other shit is because y'all ain't using no condoms. Like, a lot of y'all don't use condoms. I'm like, God damn. Like, I've been talking to people and they just, it's astounding to me how many people don't use condoms. You understand? So if you fucking here and there and you get pregnant and then, you don't want that to ruin your shit, then you with some dude or not with the dude because he left or whatever. You don't want that. So, as long as you're being responsible with your actions and your interactions, then you're good, man. Then you are good. You don't really got to worry about nothing. You feel what I'm saying?